Hey guys, it's been a really long time and let me apologize for that. That was not my fault. Yeah, it was my fault. I've been really busy and I've totally neglected YouTube, so please forgive me. I do have a good package today. I want to talk about my new virgin Peruvian hair. This sounds very interesting, and I actually got it about 2 weeks ago. I just haven't had time to go on YouTube and actually do a first review on it. So I also got a closure because I am thinking about just braiding up my whole hair and all my hair and doing a wig of some sort. So with the closure, so I'm thinking about maybe just doing, a half wig or U-part wig and then doing a closure and just allow my hair to kind of breathe and relax because I always have some type of hair out, as you can see. And I think what it's doing, I personally believe that my hair is being stifled because so much heat and, products and stuff like that to keep it straight and is going into just this area of my head and not necessarily this part of my head. Like right now, this is just a quick weave. I had some leftover hair from like one of the Brazilian orders, and I did a custom color. This looks pretty much red on camera, but it's really like a pink red. I kind of made it myself. I mixed a couple of colors together to get like a little funky custom color. I have never done red, so this was new for me, and it's like a pink red, and it looks really cute in the sun. So it's a really nice, fun summer color. Anyway, that was just a sidebar. You know how I get. But I wanted to just let you know what this hair was in case you guys are curious. It's just a quick weave. I mean, a skip track. So it's really, I did it in like 15 minutes. Not even kidding. I had to do my hair and I wanted something different. But I didn't feel like sewing it. I didn't feel like doing anything but just a quick weave. So this is what I got. And, it'll work for the next week. Anywho, so let's go ahead and get into the hair. I want to show you the actual Peruvian hair first. Upon first receiving it, I was like, oh, this is beautiful. And I say that about all the hair. So, but this is really, really beautiful. It's much, prettier than the Brazilian hair, actually. And it's surprising because it's my personal belief that all his hair is the same. I think it all came from India, and that's just me being me. Unless I could see the person, the donor who from Peru who gave this hair, I don't believe it. But this hair is definitely different. It's a slightly different texture. So we'll see. I will put my vendor information at the bottom for you guys with the correct link. So if you want to order it, please feel free to do so from this vendor. And let me know how it works for you. Please, I want to hear feedback. So that'll be cool. Now, what I did was I sent it after I ordered the hair. When you get the lot from AliExpress, generally you can get a mixed lot. You have to ask for it. Or sometimes they sell a mix lot. I've never purchased a mix lot that was sold like, okay, you can buy a mix lot. I have emailed them, the vendor, and said, hey, do you think you can make a bundle for me, a lot for me? So in this particular case, she wrote me right back. She was really good. And she was like, yeah, I can, what do you want? And it ended up being a different price. The original price, I wanted 28 inches of hair. But I didn't want 3 bundles of 28 inches. I just wanted the longest length in the back to be 28 inches. So I asked for 18. I asked for 22, and I asked for 28. And you might ask, that's such a huge gap between the 22 and the 28, but it'll be less cutting for me if I have a bigger gap in between the levels. That's just how I don't want to cut too much of the 28, and I do want it to be distinct layers in the hair. So that's why I didn't do like 26. They didn't have 26. I think she had 24, 22, 18, and 16 or something like that. So I just said, you know what? Let's go ahead and do the big gap, and then I'll like, because it's going to be a wavy hair anyway, so you won't really notice a huge difference. But anyway, without further ado, here is this should be the 28. This thing is ridiculously long. Like, whoa. So, just so you can get an idea, the hair itself is very similar to Brazilian. It's a little bit more silky. It doesn't have that kind of texture feel to it. It's not silky like European hair. It's definitely I still think it's Indian, but it's really really pretty. I like the natural wave pattern in it. I think it's really nice because I just wanted it a loose wave pattern, because what I'll probably end up doing is washing it and seeing if it, you know, waves up a little bit more. This is the 18, and they, you know, I put the label at the top, and that's what that looks like. Nothing special. And it has a good length. I mean, as you can see, that's nice. Kind of waves like that. So that's the difference between 18. Let me see if you can see that. Here's the difference between 18, which is here, and the 28, which is clearly all of this. And then here's a 22. Beautiful wave. Again, there is a difference, obviously, between that and that. But honestly, it's not much. The wave pattern is exactly the same. The hair is just like any other hair. Doesn't have much of a smell. Smells pretty decent to me. The ends actually on the 22 is the best. It looks like it's already been trimmed, either from the donor or the people that sent the hair. The bottom, the 28, this is clearly like 2 rows of hair. It's not a lot of hair. I mean, the longer you go, the shorter the actual track is, the actual weft is. The ends could be trimmed on this, which is what I expected. And then on the 18 inches, I don't have to do anything to it. It's good. Really solid, as you can see. And the way you can tell is you could look at from the top to the bottom and see if it's a solid from top to bottom. And it is. It's very solid. So that's perfect. The 28, not so much. The 22, pretty much good. So, I mean, the 22, pretty much good. So that's that. Keep that real simple. I'm going to wash it, and, you know, I was thinking about doing ombre on that one. Not sure. I had let the mood strike me. Now, for this closure, this is not Peruvian. I could not find a good Peruvian closure that I trusted. So I did get a Brazilian, which is fine with me. Like I said, they're all the same. I don't want anybody to be misled into believing that there's actually like Brazilian people that are cutting their hair off. And I've said that before, and I'm not too sure about Peruvian people either. So again, I really just think it's the wave pattern that they're saying is like Peruvian or like Brazilian. But I don't believe in my heart that it is really Brazilian from a Brazilian donor's head. Just my opinion. I mean, I have no way, unless I had a DNA, you know, machine here that could test it. I really can't tell you what origin this hair has really come from. And I don't really, I don't think a lot of people on YouTube who do hair or don't do their own hair can really attest and say, I know for sure this hair came from Brazil, unless they were there. Sorry. But, you know, it's all about how the hair looks and the quality. That's the bottom line. Remy hair means the cuticle is in the same direction as far as the growth, which leads to less tangling, strain on the hair, dryness, all of that. Like, I mean, it makes a huge difference. And that's really what you want. You want good quality cuticle intact hair versus Peruvian, Remy, Indian, Brazilian, European, Grecian. I don't care. It's all the same. All hair has split ends. All hair has low luster or high. It just depends on the person. You understand that? All right. So without further ado, I talk so much. This is the closure that I have. It's very, very nice. It's definitely the texture is a little bit different than the Peruvian hair, which is why I noticed there is a difference. Here's what I don't like about this closure. This is a Swiss lace top closure. It's hand tied, and I'm reading off of my paper. It's 4 by 3.5, which is a good size for my head. Some people like smaller, and some people like it a little bit bigger. And again, it depends on what your overall look is. I go for the natural look. I do like a lot of hair, like the Diana Ross look, but when it's time for like closure and stuff, you want to do a lower density. You want to do, and it really depends on the vendor, because some vendors 120% is completely different than 120% somewhere else. This one, I believe they said it was 120%. It's a little bit less than that though. Obviously you don't want it too thin. I'm looking at this. I'm not an expert on closures. I do them, and I've gotten some really good ones. I prefer lace over silk, if you must know, because silk based closures are so nice, but they're very, very thick and almost impossible to not be able to tell that it's a closure. Do you understand what I'm saying? So I prefer not to use silk. As beautiful as they are as far as here, they are not nice for here. So silk is where it's best. Now this silk closure, I just want you guys to take a look at it. It's very nice as far as like you could see that it is hand tied. I love it. It looks a little thin to me. I mean, you guys can give me your opinion. I'm gonna go ahead and do what I call the hand test. I'm gonna split the hair, and what I do is I put my hand under it and I kind of hold it like this, and then I can kind of see, like, let me see, do it like this. I can kind of see. So that wasn't good. I know you guys are like, what are you doing? But I want you guys to see this if you can. It's a little bit cut. You can kind of see me in between, right? It looks like a little too thin for me. That's what it's looking like. It looks like just a little too thin. I mean, it's a freestyle part. Let's see if I put it on my forehead, will it give you like a better, because I mean, I'm gonna put it on, don't get me wrong, but I'm a little afraid because it looks a little thin. A little thin. Now the knots are not bleached, so I will have to do that, and I will do a tutorial on that as well. This should be interesting because this is like my second time bleaching knots. I generally have not been lucky and I have not had to do it, but hey, every dog has his day, and it's mine. So yeah, I'm gonna bleach the knots on this for sure. So I'm just doing a freestyle part, and then what I'm gonna do is just place it here. Can you guys see that? Like, you can answer me right now, but I hope you guys can see that. It actually doesn't look that bad. And I'm going to kind of like place it where my part is, because that's the best thing to do. When you do, if you don't want to bleach knots and stuff like that, and you're going to have, like, I generally keep my hair parted on the side. I don't know why. I mean, I have a big forehead, but I don't care. You know, I think, I'm going to keep it like in one spot the first time I use it. So generally what I'm going to do is like match it up with my part, and then, you know, kind of put it down like that. It actually doesn't look that bad. Let me look in my mirror. It's really hard to like see from here, but I mean, the knots have to be bleached because I can see nothing but NBN, nothing but net. But I have a feeling like once it's down and everything, it's gonna be really pretty. Don't mind me. I'm crazy, and it matches my skin pretty well, the lace. So I don't have to. Thank goodness, I don't have to worry about that. But the hair itself is really pretty. It's about 16 inches, unstretched. It's really pretty, and it has a nice spring to it. And that's what you want to look at as far as for quality curl pattern. Does it spring back, or does it kind of just go one like mozzarella cheese? You know. So it matches pretty well with the Peruvian curl, so I'm happy about that. And please stay tuned. I will do a picture tutorial on bleaching the knots. I'm not going to do a talking tutorial because it'll probably be like 50 minutes long with how much I talk. But that's pretty much it. Also, I'm going to post up another photo tutorial of how I did the custom colors with Jazz in blonde hair. And that way you guys can see the proper way to do it. Okay? So, again, apologize for not posting in so long, but I want to thank you guys for still subscribing to me and talk about me in a good way. Okay? Thank you so much, and I'll see you later. Bye.